Woo, it's kind of dark in here. Let me try to get some light on the brother. Oh, ooh, it's still I kind of look blue today. Hmm. I don't know if there's much I could do about that. We just gonna rock out. We just gonna rock out. Today is, hold on a minute. I might be able to fix this. Let's see if that works. Still blue. Jeez, I'm blue today. All right, well, we're just gonna rock out. Today is launch day. Today is launch day. Or ship day. I'm sorry. Today is ship day. And what are we shipping? Well, if you watch the last excuse me. Well, if you watch the last couple of videos, we are shipping what the founder said. What the founder said is basically Yelp. It's basically Yelp for VCs. Basically, I wanted to create something where startup founders could leave feedback, okay, on VC firms that they've sent out pitch decks, or maybe they've pitched or they had some type of dealings with. Because let's be honest, right? As startup founders, our time is valuable. Our time is just as valuable as anyone else's. And I've spent a great deal of time sending out pitch decks, as I'm going to show you today. And then I've got another video. I'm going to talk all about that. But I spent a great deal of time. And I'll be honest with you. My standard for myself is very high. My standard for myself is very high. Now, I'm not going to do all of my I'm not going to do all of my oh shoot, how do I do that? All right, let me figure that out. But I'm not going to do all of them today. I'm going to do, well, today we're going to go live with the web app, okay? It's free. It's free, by the way. It doesn't cost anything. You come, you leave a review. That's it. It's free. I might put something down there if you want to donate or something like that. But otherwise, it's something that I just did for the founder community. I'm not really gonna, you know, push a donation on you guys, right? It's just something I'm doing, hey, for the founder community. Um, and it doesn't really cost me anything. So, but I'll probably put a little something there if you guys want to donate. Nothing fancy, something, it'll be something simple. Just got something in my eye. It'll be something simple if you guys want to donate. But yeah, we about to go live and ship this. I'm about to go to my GitHub. I'm about to do a couple of things real quick. Let me show you what I've done. Then I'm going to put it on the GitHub. It's going to be live. I'm going to then do my reviews. I'm only going to do a couple because I got a spreadsheet here of a lot of founders that I reached out to. Everybody on this spreadsheet, pretty much, I reached out to. Well, not. Let me see. Yeah, everybody pretty much. I reached out to people a lot. From April, June, August. You know, I reached out to a lot of people on this sheet. I'm going to show you this in a minute too. I'm going to show you the spreadsheet, but I'm not going to talk about everyone because it's too much to do. It's been a long day. I was supposed to do this 2 hours ago. I got held up with some other stuff. So, and it's just been a long day for me. But Mondays are good for shipping. And so we're going to ship today no matter what. So let me show you what I'm doing. And let's see here. Let me figure this out real quick. Let me see what I want to do. Before I show you that, let me. mm, mm, okay. Boy. Okay. 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 So, okay. So let me do that first. So it says do this, and then it says do this, and then the opposite. All right. So it says do that, and then the opposite. Okay. So that should have done something. Okay, perfect. Okay. So let me show you what we got so far. If you guys knew what I had to do, what I was trying to do right now, you would laugh at me. But it's important notes. I'm gonna share two of the most important things with you. If you're looking to start this, I'm gonna share two of the most important things with you that you're gonna want to use. Okay. I'll put them in the chat. You're gonna want to, if you're new to coding, you're gonna want to always remember this. You're going to always want to remember this. It's not really like that, but because I can't get it to work right, I'm just gonna do it like that. You're gonna want to remember this and this, which is kind of weird. No, that's not it. It's outside. Yeah, they both on the inside. That's pretty crazy. They're both on the. No, that's not it. Inside, outside. Okay. And this. Yeah. Slash, astra star slash. Okay. Slash, astra. Okay. So you're going to want to remember this. Okay. Okay. This one is for HTML, and this other one is for JavaScript. Okay. So I'm going to give you that little piece of advice here. Okay. Let me show you what we got. Let's go on and show you what we got here. What we done. Okay. So right now, let me see if you guys can see. Okay, great. So right now we're at our home page. Okay, we're at our home page, and basically you can write a review, the about, features request, and contact. They all function. I'm gonna go through the whole thing with you. You go. Well, let me do this real quick. Let me do this. Um, If you want to leave me feedback, that's my Cash App right there. My Cash App is leave feedback. Okay. All right. So let's go through this whole thing. Okay. Now, um, you start off. You come to the site. You know what we. Well, let me see how I should do this. Okay. So anyway, okay. So this is the navigation right here, and then right here are the logos of VCs that are reviewed on the site. So today I'm going to review Y Combinator, Black Angel Group, Symphonic, 500 Global, and I believe that's which one is that? That's Forerunner Ventures. So I'm going to review them today. Okay. Now, this is just test data. After I review, now when I review them, their reviews will be here. I'm going to erase all of this. This is just test data. So I'm going to erase all of this. And when I review them, I'm not going to review them now. I'm going to go live because we got to test it, production. So I'm going to review them in production. But like I told you guys yesterday, I wanted to have it where you reviewed them and then their logo will pop up showing you who's reviewed. And we're going to get to that in a minute. It's going to be something really cool I'm going to do with it. Originally, I wanted to do, I was like, what should I do with this part? I didn't have an idea. Originally, I wanted to have it happen automated. And so I found this great site, logos provided by LogoDev. LogoDev is amazing. I love it. I love LogoDev. I gotta do that attribute. I gotta do my attribute in a moment. That's what this link is, the link back. I love LogoDev. It's funny how these days you can almost like think of anything and you can find a piece of tool that can help you, right? So I wanted to add logos. I wanted to add logos of venture capitalist firms that would be reviewed. And there's a whole repository of it. There's a whole repository of logos. And I started typing some of them in and the logos came up. Now, what I wanted to have happen was I wanted it to be like when people leave a review, the VC name in Firebase kicks out to LogoDev, and then LogoDev adds the logo to the carousel. And that's very possible to do. Again, using ChatGPT. Okay. But the problem is I'm a bit on a time crunch. It's so many things to build, not enough time, and I'm a bit on a time crunch. So I said to myself, okay. I said to myself, hold on a minute. Let me put on my LinkedIn here. Hold on a minute. Okay. So let me go ahead and share this link. Let me go ahead and share the link with everyone. Okay, let me go on and share that with everyone. And then let me go ahead and give me 1 second here. I'm just putting a link out, promoting and stuff. So that's what I wanted to happen. But like I said, I'm on a time crunch. While I do just chat, my record with it is marvelous. I have a marvelous record with it. I trust it impeccably to give me back the functions and the correct code that I need. I just know that if I get too greedy, if I get a little bit too greedy, I'm going to probably spend the next week like Captain Ahab trying to figure out why it's not working. And it's not that it's not working. It's just that I'm still growing in my skills, and it's probably not something that might be. It might be something that might be a little bit too heavy for Firebase to do. And there's other ways to do it. But right now, I'm just going to bypass it and do it manually. Just to launch this. Like I don't even know if people are going to use this. You know what I mean? I don't even know if people are going to use this. One of the tenets of what we do. One of the tenets of what you should be doing whenever you're trying to build and iterate and ship, and you're trying to do all this in a relative short amount of time. One of the tenets is that you don't want to overburden yourself with unnecessary things that no one is going to use. Okay. So this is what we got. I like it a lot. And I'm going to just walk it through with you. Now, normally I do the open tabs and other field. I do the open new browser tabs, and I do that, but not this time. Not this time around. So you would come here. You would There's really no copy. I don't think I should put any copy. I mean, it's gonna be self-explanatory if you come here. So, but anyway, you go and you write your review. What the founder said, completely anonymous, optional, option. We fixed this yesterday. You answer the questions. Um, you click in here, right? You click in here. We don't get too personal with the questions. Like, I guess I could say, like, did you understand their investment thesis and stuff like that? I mean, I still got to add what this does. Let me go and do that. Let me go and do that because I didn't do that yet. Let me see here. Let me go get the. Let me go get. I'm gonna use the letter. I couldn't really find. I couldn't really find what I wanted, so I'm just gonna use the letter that he had. What was it? Shoot, I didn't even take it down yesterday. Uh, I didn't even take it down yesterday. Let me see. Hmm, hmm. Let me see if I can find this letter now, because I should have took it down. I should have hmm. I think this is it right here. Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this. I'm just gonna use this letter right here, and I'm gonna turn. I want to use this link for this text. I want to use this link for this text. And let me go get the text. Um, and that's what we're gonna do. Uh, So we're going to use this. And we're going to basically just ask chat to do something simple like turn the text California VC diversity reporting, turn it into a link to link text to the PDF. And that's what it's going to do. Um, and so we're just going to go back in here and we're just going to change this one little part. And that's it. And then we go back over here, and when we open this up, you see here it's a link, and maybe I might put like to learn more, to learn more, to learn more. I don't know. Learn more about. Maybe let me hmm, hmm, learn more about. Okay, and so that's what we'll do. So we'll click on that. Most people won't see it unless they meet the criteria. And then, of course, when you click on this, it opens up in a new tab and the letter's there. So the letter's there, and the letter basically just reads, tells you about what he's trying to do and, blah, 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 blah. Good. It's a good letter. Let me read it real quick for you guys, because this is why the whole project came about. I saw this out there and I said, you know what, this is a good project to do based on what they're doing in California. California is passing some serious laws that I believe I can capitalize on and turn into revenue. So that's what I'm doing. So let me read you guys the letter. To members of the California State Senate, I'm signing Senate Bill 54. The bill requires venture capital companies to report to the Civil Rights Department on the diversity of the founder members of business in which they invested during the prior year. The bill resonates deeply with my commitment to advance equity and provide for greater economic empowerment of historically underrepresented communities. For example, the California Equal Pay Pledge was launched in 2019 to turn the nation's strongest equal pay laws into the smallest pay gap and has secured more than 100 corporate commitments, reaching hundreds of thousands of employees. Building on this work, I signed legislation last year strengthening the state's paid data reporting requirements in order to shine a bright light on inequalities that exist for women, and in particular women of color, so we can continue our work to address gender and race-based wealth disparities. However, this bill contains problematic provisions and unrealistic timelines that could present barriers to successful implementation and enforcement. Within California's large and complex venture capital environment, this bill will require CRD to undertake significant and ongoing investigations just to determine whether any given entity meets the criteria set forth in the bill, and the department is not situated to perform this work. Additionally, establishing this expertise, as well as any resilient work from administering the law, creates significant ongoing general fund cost pressures. Therefore, my administration will propose cleanup language as part of the 2024-25 governor's budget to ensure this important policy to improve the diversity of venture capital investments can be implemented properly. All right. So that's the letter that they're going to see. It's a simple letter, kind of makes it official, right? I think it's worth it. I think it's a good thing to have. So we got the letter. Why did I go off of that? So we got the letter here, and that's it. So you fill out the form. We know the form works. You can go back to the home tab. You can go to the about. That's going to take you to the video. Like I said, when I build, I try to use a lot of things that are already out there. I don't like to upload and recreate pages unnecessary. There's so much material out there that you can use. You don't have to really reinvent the wheel all the time. I already reinvented the wheel enough. Features request. I use FormSpree. This is where you can request a new feature, okay? And then contact, of course, contacting me. That goes to my LinkedIn. Everyone else can be anonymous, but I'm going to put my face on this. I'm going to be the person who, is out here telling the world, hey, this is what's going on, and we need to change it. It's time for me to step up. I feel like it's time for me to step up because the numbers are just ridiculous. Something's got to change. I mean, enough's enough. I'm tired of sitting here and they keep telling the same old stories. It's like, cut me a check and watch what I can do. I have so many great ideas for startup companies, and I can't get to the second or third best idea until I get to the first idea. So I'm just sick and tired of it. So it's like, enough's enough. So it's really simple, really smooth, elegant, elegant in its design. I could probably change this great thing right here. I don't know. Maybe it adds something to it. I don't know. I'll fix it later. There's a lot of cosmetic stuff. But we got the FormSpree working. We got logo dev working. Ah, boy. And that's where we at. So now the next thing for the fun part, right? So now what we're gonna do before I go live, let me just show you my database of VCs. So computer is acting really weird tonight. One second here. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. All right, so a long time ago, I started to reach out to VCs. I had a goal for myself. I wanted to raise $500,000 in seed, ultimately reaching $10 million. It wasn't as easy as I thought. I started with Y Combinator in April. Again, not accepted. By the way, the company's the Winner Circle. I'll show you the Winner Circle later on if you haven't seen it yet. It's all over the place. The Black Angel Group, no response. Symphonic, I think that's, what is that? Symphonic Capital, not accepted. 500 Global, no response. Forerunner Ventures, not accepted, not accepted. Precursor VC, not accepted. Slauson, not accepted. And everybody else just ghosted me. So these are the dates that I sent out the pitch decks, and then nothing. Everybody else just ghosted me. So I don't know if my pitch deck was awful. I eventually, I tried to do a couple of other things, but eventually I was just like, you know what? I mean, why would I keep doing this, right? I'm not seeing the results. I don't know. I'm just not seeing the results. So why would I keep on doing this? Why would I keep on doing this? Nothing's happening. Like really, nothing's happening. I'm getting nothing. And it's not surprising to me that I'm getting nothing when you really look at the numbers. When you look at the numbers and what's going on for Black founders in the VC space, it's really like it's fucked up. It's really fucked up. It's like, wow, I can't believe I was a fool. I was like, wait a minute, like I at least thought I would get one out of every 50 a meeting. No. So I got to do 100 pitch decks to get a meeting. I did that. I almost did 100, I think. I don't even remember how many I did. Let me see. How many pitch decks did I send out? Let's see. That's skip the first two all the way down to skip the first two, skip that one. 40. So if you take out the first 2 and 3, So 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Actually, the NAACP Capital, they hit me back. He's a cool person. Jay Lindy, he's a cool person. He hit me back. So I went out to like 41, 41, 41 pitch decks, nothing. And it was very, like, that experience was very defeating to me. I just couldn't see how I could continue any results. It's just not something that someone does. Someone like me just doesn't continue with something hoping that something changes. I don't make wishes on a falling star. I don't do any of that silly stuff. I'm deeply grounded in reality. And part of me doing this is to ruffle feathers, thumb my nose at the establishment, hope that we can change something. Let me show you what the winner's circle was also. I don't know. Maybe I might even show you guys my pitch deck. I don't know. That'd be a pretty cool video. But, it's just really like disheartening for me to persist with what I would call chronic failure. Okay. And when I look at these numbers, VC space, this shit is pathetic. This is awful. This is awful. I can't believe crime. It is a crime. I mean, look at this. Look at this dominance. And I gotta sit here and listen to people talk about DEI. Look at this dominance. There's a typo. I don't know if that was Black Founders sank lower. Oh, the share of pre-seed funding the Black Founders sank lower. Actually, it's non-existent. There is no pre-seed share to Black founders. It's non-existent. It's if you know about. I wasn't that good in math, but I know that statistically, these numbers don't even register. And these numbers don't even register. Like 1.1%. Are you kidding me? 1.1%. Are you kidding me? Like the East Asians, these are the Indians, the South Asians are the Japanese, Korean, right? They do half. They get the other half, and Caucasians get the other half. So right now, tech is split. I mean, I don't know, man. I can't even begin to figure this out. I gotta share this with ChatGPT and get a real discussion going, because this is a crime. This is a crime. It's a crime. When people sit here and talk about stuff like DEI, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is a crime. Like, not even a 10% chance. It's a crime. It's a crime. And I mean, these numbers are real, as I have the work to show that they're real. It's a crime. And so I have magic skills. They're developed, they're still developing, but everybody knows, listen, I'm not gonna make arguments for these people. I can only get so far without capital. Bottom line, period. No matter how much I work on this, how good I am, I can only get so far without capital. Bottom line, period. Yes, is this hard? Yes, if I keep going, I'll hit a spike. But here goes the thing. I have been doing this a long time, and I should have already hit a spike a long time ago. So But how they're able to get away with it, how VCs are able to get away with it, and this is why the law in California is so important. How VCs are able to get away with it is they don't use terms like we only giving money to Caucasians or Asians, right? But they are, okay? But they are only giving money to Caucasians and Asians. That's what these numbers say. Venture capitalists only give money to Caucasians and Asians, and part of that reason is racism and discrimination. And also, another part of that reason is reputation, bigotry, bias. Another part of that reason is they're not fiduciary. They're not fiduciary with their investment because a certain percent of companies fail regardless, right? But they still are throwing money at this one category of people. That's it. No matter what they're doing, they could say, "I got a fly swatter. I got a way to turn your phone into a fly swatter," and they're gonna give them 100 million. Right now, we're kind of like I can kind of see there is an AI bubble. It's not really AI, it's language learning model. There is a bubble because I noticed like people are always jumping on the trends, right? The last trend was Web3. Before that was NFTs. Now we're at AI. So how long is AI going to be riding for? How long is that going to ride for before they decide on the next big thing? And what is the next big thing? Drones, military. I think it'll probably roll back to crypto. I think it'll probably roll back to crypto, Web3, or it'll probably roll back to VR, virtual reality, or augmented reality. I think it'll roll back to that. But because there's nothing else to come after this. There's nothing else within the reach of the common people. So whatever they come up with, it's going to be something similar to like traveling in space, where only a certain number of people get the opportunity. A very small number compared to the population of the world have the opportunity to participate in that. And that's really what's going on, man. That's what's going on. Um, they have the economic means to change these numbers for Black and African founders. They just don't care. They just don't care. The fact that they even allow this to be shown is like ridiculous. But all is not lost. I mean, we can do our own thing. I don't know why nobody has, but we can do our own thing. I don't know why nobody has. Maybe because they siphon off a lot of their money. They siphon off the money that I would get from Black entertainers, Black athletes, right? They siphon off that money that I would get and they put it into white founders, and it's just very dangerous to have one group of society controlling the development of what is the future. It's just very dangerous to have one group of society do that. It's just very dangerous. So anyway, and I got to work on this project next week because YouTube is pissing me off a little bit too. I got to work on this project next week. I think there's a lot of money in this one project. So anyway, okay. So now that we got that done, now that we talked about this, right? We posted the VCs. It's time to go live. It's time to get crazy. It's time to go live. It's time to get crazy. And so we're going to go and take this project and we're going to go and do the steps to make it go live. I don't know if you want to see all the steps. Let me save it. Always forget to do that. Now, well, let's go live first. Let's take it to production. And then I'm going to do the reviews. So we're going to take it to production. We're going to test it by doing the reviews, and then I'll delete the dummy data. That's how we're going to do it. So I'm in my GitHub. I'm going to go into my GitHub. I'm going to start a new repo. Man, I remember the days when I first started messing around with GitHub. It was so cool, you know. It was like I didn't know what I was doing. I watched a lot of videos. People helped me out here and there. I watched a lot of videos, and I figured a lot of things out on my own. Um, the founder said, and along the way, it's become a part of my life. Like I like to. I'm gonna show you my commits. What the founder said. Did I got that right? What the founder said. Let's see. Public repository. I usually like to keep my repository. Well, I'm gonna keep it I like to keep my. It depends. I didn't do anything sophisticated, so I keep my repository public. I always say I'll do a README. I'm gonna get chat to make me up a README, and I don't even know. I never really mess with READMEs, but I'm gonna do one anyway. I'm gonna get chat to put me together a README. It's creating my repository. My repository is created. Let's go on and do our README. Let's start with that. Let me knock out a little README. Let me knock out a little README. Uh, write me read write me a README for my GitHub. Write me a README for my GitHub repo for what the founder said. So we're going to go ahead and do a little GitHub repo. I don't know why my computer is acting really hinky tonight. I might need to reboot it. I should have rebooted it, started it over again. What the founder said. Okay. So I got my GitHub repo. I got my repo. It's acting real crazy tonight, man. I don't know what's going on. It's really acting special. But anyway, let me go in and put my README down. I'll just put the README together. I'll work on it later. It's like this is like the last thing I do. I kind of think some of this stuff is like not necessary. It's kind of like overrated, but people like it. People like to see it. Let's put in my email address. Okay. I remember making my email address when I went to boot camp all these years ago. That's where it started, like 2000, 2021, sometime around there. And I got to talk about my boot camp experience. I think I can really talk about it now. It was so fucked up. I went to Lambda school, and those people there were assholes, like not the instructors, but the other students, the other people in the cohort. They were assholes. They were all the biggest bunch of assholes I ever met in my life, and when you realize in the bigger world, it's so much racism out here, just racism everywhere. As far as I'm concerned, man, it's no good people out here that are Caucasian, just a bunch of racism everywhere you look, because that's what I have encountered. That's what I have encountered. Um, and I remember, like, I knew I was going to be something, but the funny thing that I always say is that no one from my cohort became anything. Nobody from that boot camp, nobody, I haven't seen anybody from that UX design boot camp turn into anything. Isn't that crazy? Like I'm doing good. I've never heard or seen of these people again. Some of them are still on my LinkedIn. Never heard or seen of them again. I can't even really remember them. I don't really know most of their names, and I can't really remember them, but never heard or seen them again. It's crazy. But I went to Lambda school, and I don't know if it was like something that they practice or if it was just something that the teaching assistants were doing on their own. But it felt like the goal was to get you in the boot camp, right? So they give you a little test to make it like a little challenge, right? Like you succeeded at something. And they get you in there, they give you a little test, you sign the paperwork for the income share agreement, the ISA, and then you go through your first week, you go through your second week, you go through your third week. And then I started to notice that, because it happened to me. Usually, what they were doing, each week ends with a capstone, and I was noticing that, like, this really didn't happen in my cohort. It didn't happen to the second week. I noticed that, like, people were like, "Oh, I failed out. I failed out," and I noticed that all the people who kept filling out, they were like the men who were like Hispanic or black. They kept failing out. And it was kind of like weird. And then it happened. And then so what happened was, when you failed out, they just put you in another cohort and you had to like repeat that week all over again. And I really didn't think nothing about it until it happened to me. And I was like, wait a minute, what do you mean? It was so subjective the way the person was grading me. It was this goofy white guy. And he was so subjective in the way he was grading me. It was kind of like, but I'm doing everything exactly the way it was shown to me. And he was like, no, it's wrong. It's wrong. You see this line. And then he really wouldn't take the time to explain to me. And then he was like, I don't got time to deal with this. And he just rushed off. And then they put me back in another cohort. And then I flunked out of that one. And it was kind of weird. It was like, that was like their system. Like, their system was like, at least for UX designers. Now, the developers, they had no idea what was going on. But for the UX designers, it was like their system was to just flunk you out. Like, that was like, it was like, I don't know. I gotta figure out how to speak about it better, but that's just what I witnessed. I witnessed, like, you got in there and then they just flunked you out for nothing. Like, you never done this shit before. Who cares? You do one part for a week. At the end of the week, they flunked you out. And everybody that they were passing were like Caucasian people, women, Asian women, Caucasian people. And their work was shit. Like, I actually still have their portfolios. I need to go and show you guys. I actually, because what I did was, I was so mad. I stole all the portfolios of people who got passed. Like, I did that the first time they failed me, because you shared, you had shared workspaces. You had shared workspaces with these people on Figma. So I literally, like, took everybody's portfolio in my cohort. I never showed it to the world, but I should show it to the world, because compared to me, I was like, these people are trash. Like, their whole, like, let me tell you, first off, I already had experience building apps. Okay, that's what led me to UX design school. First off, I used to go on Upwork. I would have this app idea. I knew no coding, I knew no design. I just knew I had an app idea and I had money. And I would go on Upwork and I would find and hire someone to develop it for me, someone to design it for me, right? And sometimes it'd be the same person, but I found out that's a bad idea. So I would hire someone to design it, then I would hire someone to code it, and then I would pay them milestone payments, step by step. Very expensive. And then they would give me the product. But of course, not knowing anything, like, when they would give me the product, would be in GitHub or it would be just raw code. Not knowing anything, I didn't know how to check it and validate it. And usually, after we closed the contract and I paid them like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, I would find all these things that weren't working the way they should be, all these, things that were funky. And then I would try to get them to fix it and they would just disappear. And that kind of happens a lot. And then eventually I said, you know what? Forget this. I'm about to just do no code. So I started to get into no code, and someone recommended Bubble, and I started developing things with Bubble. But Bubble, I don't even know how people can understand it because their interface is so cumbersome, you know. So then here I am again, hiring someone who's a Bubble certified expert to make my app in Bubble, and another nightmare. So after losing money on these people, and really not finding no one who wanted to do the work for me, I eventually said, you know what? I said to myself, I spend so much time on my computer. Now we're going to Netlify. Okay. So let me show you what happened. I'm sorry. I kind of babble on. So right now what we did was we just created our repo, right? We just created our repo for what the founder said. This is our repo. These are our files. We just created our repo. Got our little readme going on in there. Got a little readme going on in there. And so now what we're gonna do is we're going to go to Netlify. Another another trick I Netlify is another trick I learned when I got into Jamstack. You know, little trick I learned. Um, so these are some of the things that I built. These are things that I've done. Blah 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 blah. So anyway, um, shoot, I forgot my thought. But yeah, so I was doing the no code. So I was always on my computer a lot. So I said to myself, I gotta do something that I can get paid to be on my computer a lot. And I like to do apps. And I said I went to a couple of pitch competitions. Those ain't go that good. They had a couple of pitch competitions out here. They had a venture capital accelerator I pitched called Blue Startups. Then they had another thing called Startup Grind, and I did, just trying to. And then I said, you know what? The way I'm going to succeed is if I learn how to do this myself. I got to learn how to do this myself. And researching it, that led me to Career Karma, and of course from there, Career Karma. That's when I got into the boot camp, because the Career Karma was like the place where you went to get information. That's when they were bamming back in the day. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what they became, but they kind of lost their swagger. They had a lot of swagger back then. What the founder said, they had a lot of swagger back then, and they kind of lost their swagger. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. But anyway, I wound up going to boot camp through them, and that's how we get here today. The rest is history. So while we're waiting for this to deploy, let me go on and show you the startup that I was actually doing, that I just couldn't get no traction with. Let me show you the startup, what we were working on. This is a little half. I gotta put this video up too. A little video I got here. Hey designers, the winner circle is here to bring your creations to life. Look at this stitching, okay? These are clothes that we have actually made to show you that we are a made-to-order manufacturer. So if you're a fashion designer, a clothing startup, we can manufacture your clothes with no minimum order quantity. Okay, we bring your creations to life. We're not just supporting your brand, we're the manufacturer behind each made-to-order piece. Forget about risky bulk orders or inventory buildup. With us, only what you sell gets made, keeping costs low and production sustainable. Above are the prices for our membership, and with that, you get exclusive access to our 3D mobile app for custom sizing, so your customers can experience the perfect fit. Plus, you get a personalized dashboard that lets you track orders and manage shipping effortlessly. Our link is above, and the website is above, and also in the description box below. Let's get your clothing brand started. Just look at this. Can you see that? Stocking up with a big. All right. Look forward to getting your clothing brand launched. So what I am doing with the winner's circle is I own interests in a manufacturing factory, right? And we use a lot of technology, and basically I got them to consider doing a little bit of work for on-demand manufacturing. Basically, what the concept is that, and I also use Vericel too. And the concept is that you don't have to have any inventory to start a clothing brand. You don't need patents. You don't need any of those things to start a clothing brand. You don't need nothing but an AI design, seller design, and then we manufacture the design for you and do shipping and customer service. So that's the startup. That's the startup right there. That's the future. And it's so much upside to it. And like I'm saying, one way I found to be competitive. Why is this not coming out? One way I found to be competitive is taking advantage of a lot of environmental laws. So because we are, I guess what you call a sustainable fashion company, California has another new law called the Textile Recycle Act. And so what that mandates is that every piece of clothing that comes into California has to either be repaired, resold, or recycled. It can't go to the landfill no more. So another way we're taking advantage of that is we have this that I'm about to launch where we get through the winner's circle, we get your damaged clothing. And because we do repair of our clothing already, because this is also a brand, and part of it is that we can do repair for our customers who brand we manufacture for. We can do that for people with damaged clothes in California. And they get a bag like this, they send it in, we evaluate it. They already paid up front like $100. We evaluate it. If we can repair it, we repair it. If we can't repair it, we offer them the option of making them a new piece, because we can pretty much make anything. So we can actually replicate the clothing item that is too damaged to be repaired. And what we do is we take that clothing item and we break it down and recycle it and turn it into something else. Socks, underwear. It depends on how much fabric we have to work with. Or we just sell a person a whole new item of clothing through one of our brand partners, right? So that's what we do. So I got this launching soon, and this is built off of a law in California. The same way that I'm going to monetize what the founder said, right? I'm going to monetize what the founder said through this other law in California that basically what's going on? Did it finish yet? Oh, it's in progress. Okay. I'm gonna monetize this other law. I like Netlify because they say play a game while you wait. Play a game while you wait. I never really mess around with their games, but they got a game you can play while you wait. You can play this game while you wait for your deploy to. Let's see. It's a matching game. No. 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 It's a matching game. You got to match. Oh no. Okay, hold on. I think I see that one. I think I've seen that one. No. I got one. I love this because while you wait, they got little games you can play, you know? Nope. Okay. Okay, I got another one. It's a little fun game, you know? Little fun game while we waiting for the progress. Look at it. Site is live. So it's saying it's live. What the founder said is live. Drum roll, please. Let me favorite the site so I can always find it. Drum roll, please. And we are live. Let me give you guys the link. What the founder said is live. So that you can go, we are live. So that you can go and check it out. We are live. Okay? We are live. What the founder said is live. Now everything's there. See, now everything's there. So now we're gonna go and do some production testing, because now we're in production. So the first thing I gotta do though is to make sure that this stays working. I gotta go over here. Let me get off of that. I gotta go over here to logo dev, and I gotta go and get my attribution completed. So let me go on and take care of that. Let me go in and get that taken care of, so that it can keep feeding me emails. Let's see here. Confirm attribution. Attribution URL. Verify all links manually. Okay, so let me put that URL in here and send, and successfully submitted. Okay. And so now I got to wait for them to tell me that they got it. All right. So we did that part. Okay. So now let's take it for a test drive. Let's take it for a test drive, man. All right. So we got the reviews here. We got you can write a review, which we're going to do in a moment. You got the about, which takes you to the video. You know, all of the links work, of course. That's the easy part. All of that stuff works. Features request. If you guys think of a new feature, this is where you request it. If you want to contact me, you can contact me here on LinkedIn. Okay? Because why make new stuff, you know? And plus, this is a very personal project, very personal site. I want people to trust me. I think it's important that they know who I am. Okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to actually write a review. We're going to write a review about Y Combinator. Okay. I'm going to do this without my name so that you can see that the name is really optional. So VC Y Combinator. And people are going to be like, why are you picking on them for? I'm not picking on anybody. Everybody's about to get this smoke. I'm not picking on anybody. Okay. Share my experience. What's my experience with Y Combinator? Ah, man. Woo. I feel like this is a game, like a real game. And there, in other words, there's no sincerity to their application. There's no sincerity to their open. There's no sincerity to their open application. Announcement or their open application process. And I felt like no one even looked at what I was pitching. They don't take you applying seriously. In other words, there's no sincerity to their open application process. It's just for hype. It's just for hype. And maybe this is not a good experience, but this is just what I remember. It's been a while, so it's just for hype. I felt like no one even looked at what I was pitching. All right, describe the process. Well, You go to their site and fill out a very long application. And after that, you just wait. See, you would think with all the money that they have and as sophisticated as they claim to be, they would have a process set up and they know what they're looking for, and they would have a process set up that uses AI to evaluate every pitch deck. Like literally evaluate every pitch deck. But they don't. They don't have that. They don't have that. So I'm lost in the sauce with them. I've applied like 3 times and I realized they're full of shit. I won't be doing it again ever in my life. It's such a waste of time. Response time, I believe is 3 months is the response time. What expectations met? I was hoping to at least do a presentation. So no. Communication method. Email. Outcome. Declined. Not selected. not not selected. Not selected. Why? Not really clear. Just that they had other options. They had other options. I don't know what's a better option than a company that's going to save the planet or contribute to saving the planet. But hey, you tell me if we need another whatchamacallit SaaS. Now I don't know what it does. Like some of their companies, I have no idea what they do. Some of their companies are practical. I'm not gonna go into all that, but it's like it seems like they fund. It seems like when they fund practical companies, it's usually someone who went to Stanford. Either they went to Stanford and dropped out, or they graduated from Stanford. That's who they fund practical companies with. Then they have companies that are very, very technical, right? But if you think about it, like Airbnb, what was that really? What is Airbnb really? Airbnb, if you break it down, is really just a platform where you can post your home for rent and they collect the money and they charge you a fee for posting. It's kind of like you're in a franchise. Like you post your home, like without your home, Airbnb is nothing. So what if people could individually post their home? What if you could individually post your home and benefit from all the same stuff you would with Airbnb, but you would increase your revenue because you wouldn't have to share any of it with Airbnb? Matter of fact, Airbnb is illegal in some places now. So, what if you could do it totally private? Like, you could still get the same insurance and indemnities and all those things on your own. But again, you see, I have other ideals. I have so many ideals, but you still need capital to set this up. You need capital. Suggestions for improvement. Suggestions for improvement. They should they should just make their application process invitation only. That's what they should do. They should just make their application process inventory only because their acceptance rate is so low. It's like, why bother? Why bother opening it when you're only going to take 1% of 25,000 people? That's crazy. Was the outcome fair? Answering subjectively, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. They seem to be more about hype and they seem to be more about hype and inventing their own importance. But if you haven't gone to Stanford, if you haven't gone to Stanford University or a Ivy League or Ivy League, it it's or Ivy League, your chances don't equal fair. So trying to give some good feedback. Obviously, I won't be doing this again, but I'm trying to give some good feedback. Now, am I a California-based startup? No, I'm not a California-based startup. So therefore, because I'm not a California-based startup, I won't be checking this box. If I check this box, some additional information populates demographic. Well, if I check this box, then it asks me is the VC, and if these two matter, then you get then we capture the demographics, and we capture the demographics because the demographics are going to be of value to the VC being reviewed later on. So that's where we make our revenue from. That's where we can make our revenue from. The state of California is overwhelmed. They don't know what to do with this. They passed the law, but they don't know what to do with this. So we can contract with the state of California, or we can definitely provide this information to VCs that are reviewed, right? Because, hey, I figured out a way to benefit from this. All the VCs that rejected me, they provided me with the contact. It was actually a contact in the organization. So I can actually pitch the contact on this service. So I found a way, again, like I said, to benefit myself. So now we hit submit review, and it says review submitted successfully, and we go to OK. And then because I left it like this in case you want to keep putting in more VCs, but if you're done, you just hit home. It's going to take you back to the home page, and you're going to see Y Combinator right here. Okay, and there we go. So it actually got bigger. I mean, this is going to change. This is going to be interesting. So it works. Okay, it works. That's it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete the dummy data. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and delete the dummy data. You don't need to see me doing that. We're going to delete the dummy data. I'm kind of tired. I didn't think I would get this tired. So I don't know if I'm going to do all of the other ones tonight, but I will do them. I will do them because I got some other projects I got to do. So I don't know if I'm going to do them all tonight, but I will do them. But let me get rid of this dummy data, and that's it. Let me just clean up my mess. It works. Everything works good. Everything works good. Good enough to pass the mustard. Let me go get rid of this dummy data, and that's what we're gonna do, and then we're good to go. Now, this is wonderful. I finished this. This is really good project. Now I can work on the next project. Okay, so that's founder stuff. Okay, so reviews. Okay, so test. So we want to get rid of this. Now we don't want to delete the collection. We want to delete the document. Delete document. That's what we want to do. We want to delete the document. We want to delete that document. We want to delete this 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 document. Oh, hold on a minute. Let me see what it is. It didn't show me what it was. Okay, so this is my carbonator. So we want to keep that one, and so we want to delete everything else. Okay, we want to keep my carbonator. Got to do this very carefully because this is a live production. We in production mode. We got to do this very carefully. All right, delete document. All right, delete document. All right. Okay. And then we'll go over here and we'll get rid of some of this founder information. Let's see. Delete that. Just getting rid of all the dummy documents. No email provided, anonymous. That's okay. So that's me. Okay. Okay. So that's me. Okay. And then, okay. So that's me. And then the next thing, right, is we have to build another piece for the admin, so that we got to make a script for the admin so that the admin can pull all this data in the database and extract it and organize it based on the based on the VC firms. So we can put it in a spreadsheet and say, hey, look, this is what founders are saying about you. This is important. This is important. Because VC firms have no idea how to make themselves better, optimize themselves, and they have no idea what founders are saying about them. Okay. So, you know, so there we go. So of course, you never really figure out things you could change with your baby. You never really figure out things you could change with your baby until you get there. So I'm probably gonna have I gotta do Black Angel Group. I gotta do one, two, three, four. I gotta do at least four because it looks so lonely. It looks so lonely. But if you want to join me in reviewing VCs, please join me in reviewing VCs. This is what we're doing. Okay. This is what we're doing. Let me go share this on my LinkedIn, and I'm gonna go and take a break and come back, and I'm gonna go eat some dinner, take a break and come back, and then you know, I'll finish this tonight. I got a lot of VCs to put in here. So, but just think, when we get everyone doing it, right? We are live. We are live, man. This is crazy. We are live. So, okay, so we are live. What the founder said. I'm impressed. I really am. Okay, so we don't need that no more. I'll fix that later tomorrow. Mm, okay. So, hmm. wicked, wicked, wickedly, wicked, wickedly. Mm-hmm. All right, I got some questions. I want to work on something. I'm not going to work on it tonight. I'm going to ask questions though. All right, so that's all I got, guys. I hope you enjoy everything. Don't forget to click on the links, give it a try, get in the descriptions, get in the comments, like the videos. Let me know what you think. We finally shipped this. Only took us like I think we spent like 2 weeks on it, on and off, but it's done. All right, on to the next project. Now, the next project, I think you guys are really gonna like because the next project, it's a big problem right now with YouTube being so saturated, right? And I said to myself, there's got to be a way that people will want to have their content featured. So the next project is going to be all about having your content featured. It won't be on YouTube. It'll be something like YouTube. I'm working it out, but you're going to like it. I don't even know how it's going to work, but you're going to like it. I know you're going to like it. And because I like to design really simple with like URLs or embed, I'm going to keep it simple. I don't want to create something like YouTube where you got to upload videos. I don't even know why we have to keep uploading videos all the time. Like all we do is upload videos where for iPhone users, it's in the cloud. And for Android users, it could be in the cloud. I don't know what they use, but it could be somewhere, up there for Android users. So if it's already on your phone and it's already up there, why are we uploading it, right? The transition from laptop content is nobody's really making videos on their laptop no more, except for me. Most people make videos on their phone and then it goes to the cloud. I don't want to give YouTube any of my good ideas, but you know what I'm talking about. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, if you want to send me a Cash App, you can also go and leave your reviews for VCs if you're a founder. And also, if you're new to development, if you're new to this, I want you to write this down and remember it. This is your first line of code. It's left bracket. That's not really what it's called. Exclamation, dash, dash. And then you put something in between there. And then dash, dash, or right bracket. That's not really what it's called, but that's just what I call it. And that's for HTML. And then for JavaScript, it's /*, Hold on to those things. Those things are going to help you. Trust me, they're going to help you a lot. All right, that's all I got for today, guys. Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you soon. This weekend, I'll probably do a live Q&A on StreamYard so you guys can come up and ask me questions about this project, and I'll show you all the projects I've done so far. But this one was the first one that I really built solely with ChatGPT, and it's pretty simple. It's elegant. It's simple. I could do something crazy. I got other ideas, but let me just see if people would even leave the reviews. Let me see if that happens. Let me work on marketing this and getting people to just leave the reviews. Okay. All right. That's what I got for today. Talk to you guys later. Peace.